What's up, y'all? A little incomplete. Be careful. I think it's important to hear this. Thank you for the love and birthday wishes. Flying solo today. Hope you guys are doing good.
There's already a design in place to control the human race, and if I say too much, it's me they will erase. So fix your face, it's time to fix your situation. There's too much time is wasted, so please take control and glorify your soul. Our purity and spirituality is the only guarantee to be safe and free. And what they will do is create a police state, and some will say that it's already too late. So what can we debate? Don't you know your right to vote could be a way, and it could be amended and be no one day. So who's to say or who's to know that aliens haven't been here since the pyramids, yo?
I wrote this in 98.
And we'll never say sorry and keep on treating us just like basic Atari. Who are we? The original that's been mixed. Plus we've been violently mistreated by the 666. How can we really see when our eyes are blinded to what we really
That's E Complete, the first album, Hip Hop Forever. I'm going to get it re-released on Apple and Spotify. I only have one song on Spotify now, Our Love Still Grows. So check that out by E Complete.
Can we really see when our eyes are blinded to what we really need? They control our minds. How can we really see when our eyes are blinded to what we really need? They control our minds.
That's Kendra singing. Let me let you hear a little verse 2. You know, what's going on in the world today, 2020, all that.
Yeah, they got secret satanic societies and commissions that will travel the 7 seas. They will confuse you and use you till you ain't you no more. So please don't let your soul hit the floor. Cause if you dancing with the devil, give your spirit a sore. Damn, I really wanna scream. Cause they've been changing our existence and living in our cream. You're the dirty dream crushers with an army that burn rushes in on command. The final stand of light will bring forth the righteous right. And have all the shining souls turn the dark to light.
You got anybody in the chat?
To stop the evil plight with all of God's might. Are you ready to fight? Can all my real people just scream alright? With this thunderous twist and turn, my tongue will make them yearn. They yearn and never earn. Be healthy and wise to avoid the created germ. And who's really ready for his return? Cause he's on his way home. How can we really see when our eyes are blinded?
Be careful by E Complete.
How can we really see when our eyes are blinded to what we really need? They control our minds.
May not have too many people on the live, you know. Told people I was coming on, but not that we didn't really promote it, but that's all right. Be careful of who you trust, for life is full of treacherousness. The real criminals at the top do more dirt than those with gats to bust. So be careful of who you trust, for life is full of treacherousness. The real criminals at the top do more dirt than those with gats to bust. So
be careful.
Yeah, Mike Boogie, New Yorker poetry champion. Fred Ones on the boards, and this Kendra E Complete on the bars. Be careful of who you trust, for life is full of treacherousness. The real criminals at the top do more dirt than those with gats to bust. So never trust a man, always trust in God. Woo! E Complete was saying some deep stuff. 06, and I wrote this in 98. Come on, you don't listen to the live guitar. All right. I just wanted to start it off like that. I'm flying solo today. I think wifey's running errands and picking up my birthday cake. So, how you doing? It's episode 379. Thank you for so much love. The birthday wishes yesterday. Friends, family, YouTube, Instagram, TikTok. Just so much appreciation and love. I turned 55. I feel good. The skin is looking real good and juicy. You know what I'm saying? Looking like I'm 39 or 40, maybe 41 at the most. You know, a little gray hairs, distinguished. But how you guys doing in the chat? I'm gonna get to the chat. I love that song, Kendrick and SZA. My wife don't let me sing it. She thinks SZA is kind of boring. Chat, dun, 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 dun. Chat. I don't know why I like it, but I do. Wow, I had a great birthday. I was on Lloyd Strayhorn's podcast. Hopefully you check that out. I'll be putting up some short clips of that. Check out the short clips I'll be putting up on YouTube and IG and TikTok of me and Chrissy from Monday. Chandler, that was a great episode. Go back and watch that, please. My Capricorn friend, she's amazing. I've got some amazing guests still coming up, but I want you guys to go and join. First of all, happy birthday to all the Virgos. You know I got Gail, Jackie Washington, Danny D. Nice, myself, my son Elijah Dukes. So many great Virgos. My father-in-law and my stepfather-in-law in heaven. My stepfather in heaven. So many amazing Virgos and a lot of Virgo friends. The Virgo birth chart sale for Sun, Moon, and Risings is going on until the 21st of September, midnight. And that is Eric at BigEAstrology.com, either 305, 206, Hammer, put them in a mix. And if you're a Virgo, Sun, Moon, or Rising, you could do a natal chart, a solar return chart, or a secondary progression. And, you know, the secondary progression, you could be now vibrating as a Libra, Scorpio, or OG Sagittarius. I'm vibrating as a Scorpio right now, my secondary progressions. I need to do my own solar return charts. But my solar return is on the 999 portal, which is wild because I'm a life path 9, E complete is 9. You know, and that's 5 nines. My father was murdered at 45. Yesterday, on my birthday, the moon started off in Aries, finished off in Taurus. My father in heaven was in Aries. My mother in heaven was a Taurus. So I didn't make that up. God in the universe. But the fact that on my 55th birthday, the moon was in Aries and Taurus, my parents' natal signs. How many of you can say that happened to you? You know what I'm saying? Like, that's rare. And sometimes the moon's not switching on your birthday. It just so happened to switch on my birthday, and it was in the signs of both of my parents. That's God, y'all. You know, so my son won his football game last night. He didn't get to play as much as he wants to. Got some, you know, coaches kind of acting like a jerk, you know, whatever. But they won 17-13. So his team is 2-0. And the Taylor twins play this weekend. Sorry. I'm itching my nose. Getting my locks retwisted tomorrow. So I had to wash the hair today. Let me check in on y'all in the chat. Dun, 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 dun. Chat. Chat. Do you guys like that SZA and Kendrick song, or do you even like SZA? Kind of curious what you guys think. Hope you're feeling good out there. Let me see how everybody's doing in the world of the you that is Tube. What's up, Dan? Stoke Culture, Quintella. Grand afternoon. Yeah, it is a grand afternoon. So, Quintella, you're so sweet. I love when you write that. Chat. So, hey, Sean Hardy. What's going on? What? Wow. Okay, so reach out for the birth chart. But, you know, with that 432, do you know your sun, moon, and rising? Obviously, the Virgo sun. You're new to the channel. Please subscribe. Thank you for watching. I want to show you guys this birthday card my son made for me. Hopefully, it comes across on the screen. But it's so crazy because my wife is making a steak dinner for us on tomorrow night and birthday cake. So he wrote the happy birthday and all that. I'm a Steelers fan. And then inside, what's so crazy, can't see if you can see it so good. Yeah, there we go. But he did the different steaks, well done, medium rare, and rarest, that I'm the rarest dad ever. Isn't that cute? Now, my other two cards, the other two boys, didn't make me nothing. That's okay. But that's my Mateus right there. That's his heart. Like, I just thought that was the sweetest thing ever. And he did the Steelers colors and the double nickel. And it's just so much birthday love. But Sean Hardy, wow, if 432, that makes me think your son is probably in the eighth house. I'd have to see it exactly. You'd have to let me know. So if your son's in eighth house, Leo's in the seventh, you may be in Aquarius rising. So where's your moon? You want to share your big three. But definitely hit me up, Eric at BigEAstrology.com to book the Virgo birth chart sale. It's normally $250. It's only $206. And if you wanted the custom video summary, that's normally $350. It's down to $305. The custom video summary is really cool because listen to all you get. So I record your chart and then I email it to you, but I do a video. I edit it with, if you want a picture of yourself, I put in music. It's kind of cool, the chart, and I break it down. But you also get current and future transits in the reading of what the energy is and what's going on all the way to Pluto, Aquarius for 2044. And you get in the chart videos of your planetary placements so you can watch and learn all about yourself. But then after you absorb it, we schedule a 30-minute Q&A. Sorry, I can't hear myself talk. I don't know if I'm yelling or not. I schedule a 30-minute Q&A, and we go over the chart and you ask any questions. So that's normally $350. A lot of people like it. It's a great gift, but it's a great gift for yourself. So you have those options, either 305 or 206, and 206 is 90 minutes via Zoom with the full chart reading and stuff. Today on episode 379, and I'm not sure when I'll be back, and I'm scheduling guests for this month. I got a potential couple heavy hitters, got a nice energy healer and worker, and she just finished writing a book, Kiara, on the 23rd of September. So that's going to be really nice, and may have somebody this week. So also, listen, sign up. It's on my YouTube channel, on my post. You can go to also DebbieSolaris.com. Our workshop webinar is this Saturday. We still have spots open. It's going to be incredible. It's only $36. It's Saturday, February 13th at 6 p.m. Eastern, 2 hours, $36. And we are going to be answering a question that you want to know, burning from your soul, from the Akashic Records perspective. And Debbie you can't even get a reading with her. She's got a waiting list of 3,000. It's closed. So this is a great opportunity to get a free, not free, but $36 reading. Our readings are like a couple $100. So this is a huge discount. And from me, all you have to do is come with your birthday and your big three, Sun, Moon, Rising. And Debbie and I will sort of tag team, back again. Oh God, I hated that music. I hated that. Whoop, there it is. I don't like Macarena, any of these songs to get people to dance together. That's for people that don't have rhythm and can't dance. I'm sorry. And I know, black and brown people love it and stuff over the years, but that stuff was created for people that cannot just get up and shake their tail feather and dance. So me, I'm an old school cat. I love, the cookout, the barbecue, the parties. I can hear any beat. I could dance to no music. I just got rhythm and soul like that. So does my boy Jackson. My wife and Mateus and William and Elijah, they don't really have great rhythm. William's okay. He's third best in the family, but I'm number one. Jackson's number two. Jackson's a smooth criminal. The ladies, oof. I'm putting 4 handsome young gentlemen into this world. My 4 sons, ladies are going to be very happy and fortunate. You know what I'm saying? And they're all going to have big feet like their daddy. I'm just saying. I wear size 13, if you know what I mean. Oh, I'm a funny guy. I mean, I'm truthful, but I'm just saying I'm funny. So, chat. Chat. So I'm talking about, let me get some more of the comments and stuff. Venus and Mars in Virgo. And we're also going to just talk about the astrology of Chalie Kirk. What's fascinating, I kind of think I figured out his birth time and stuff. And obviously yesterday we had the tragedy in in Colorado with the 3 kids. And I don't know if I still think they're in critical condition. I'm not sure. Obviously, RIP with Chalie Kirk. I just think it's too raw and too new. I wouldn't show his chart. You know what I mean? That's just not. I'm not like an ambulance chaser, but because it was my birthday and all this sadness and wildness happened. And listen, you don't have to agree. I don't even know that much about the guy, but I don't agree with his rhetoric and, like the white man is being, prejudiced or racist against the white man and this and that. He's a Christian nationalist, all that stuff, whatever. But nobody deserves to die. Nobody deserves to be unalived. We need peace. We need to be able to talk and communicate and agree to disagree. But I'm going to give you some placements that let me, and I'll do this first, that let me know that there's something more behind this and it's bigger than what we think, but it's still very tragic. He had, I think, a 3 and a 1-year-old, and he's out here in Arizona. He was out here in Arizona. He was 31. I think his parents got divorced when he was 15. His mom died in 2019, and he's like got 6 siblings. So what does that tell you? He has the sun and moon. Before I get to it, let me just check the chat. What do you guys think of Kendrick and SZA in that joint? Chat. Hey, Teresa Miller. Yes, the tribe meeting's Friday night, 7 p.m. Eastern. Sean, you sound like you should join the tribe and the committee in the community. Chat. Songs are created for you. Oh my God. Well, I feel bad. I don't want to make fun of you, but I think it's okay if you don't have rhythm. You just kind of feel the music and dance. Like you don't need to be told move left, move right. You got a soul, and I don't care if you're black, brown, indigenous, red, pale, European, Caucasian, Asian. We all can find a beat every once in a while. I think Alana, she speeds up. So that's how she gets off the beat. She'll start on beat, but then she just goes too fast. You got to be patient and feel the rhythm and understand what I give them. Let the rhythm hit them like Rakim. Oh my God. Do you all know about Rakim? So did you guys vote? Who's your favorite Virgo MC? Nas, Exhibit. I only had 4 choices. Nas, Exhibit, Ludacris, Big Daddy Kane. You got Dougie Fresh. You got Nikki D. You got E Complete. You got Jizza from he's 29 degrees Virgo. Jizza from Wu-Tang. Jizza the Genius. I forgot about him, but I could have put, I don't know if you guys remember, the community used to have 5 options you could vote in, and they made it to 4. I kind of hate that because sometimes you need the, 5 options, but make sure you vote on that. I'm kind of curious, but, I go with Nas all day, but Big Daddy Kane is a close second. Exhibit and Ludacris are nice, though. I'm just kind of curious what you guys think. Virgo MCs and the Virgo jobs. Entertainer, nutritionist is number 1, accountant, nurse, or in the medical field. But everybody's been picking nutritionists. Virgos are good at everything. I could have put astrologer. Virgos are very good at astrology. But so Debbie Solaris and I, that is this Saturday. It's $36. And you can go to my post on YouTube and you can book it. It's Cosmic Clarity. It's going to be amazing. And from the Akashic Records perspective, galactic historian and intuitive astrologer, BigEAstro, yours truly, me, to really answer a question that you have, it's going to be powerful. And, we got a nice group of people coming, and for only $36, it's going to be great. And then on September 27th, same time, same bat channel, Saturday, September 27th, the Chiron from the wounding to the medicine with Anjani Segrest. So we're going to do a presentation on Chiron, help you with the wounding and the healing. Right? Because Chiron is the wounded healer, the centaur, half man, half horse. And that you got to come with your Chiron sign, house, and degree. And that's only $32. 2 hours. It's going to be amazing, helping people to heal these childhood wounds and then how to learn how to heal others. Because Chiron was a dynamic healer, trained by Apollo and was doing, amazing stuff until he got wounded and he was immortal. and then wanted to go into, in between Saturn and Uranus and in the Sagittarius constellation. So you can order that on BigEAstrology.com, or if you look on the graphic on my YouTube post, Anjani's PayPal, sorry, I can't remember it by heart, or my PayPal, which is tailored to you coaching at gmail.com, or even my Cash App, $BigEAstro. But it's only $32. It's going to be amazing. Saturday, September 27th, Chiron, the Wounded Healer. That's going to be a great workshop. So come see Debbie and me, then come see Anjani and me, and just see me and me. So let's start with, let's just knock it out real quick. Chalie Kirk's astrology. So yesterday I told you the moon was in Aries, and when he was, attacked, right? You got to watch the words. I'm not trying to get the video banned or whatever. Remember, Mars is the weapon, the adversary. The moon was at 29 degrees Aries. Now, from my research, he is a Libra Sun and Moon. He's got Jupiter in Libra, and I believe he's a Cancer rising, right? Which showed the parents' divorce, the Sun and Moon in the fourth house in Jupiter. But he has Venus and Virgo, just like Kim Kardashian, and we're talking about that today. So this is apropos, right? There are no accidents. So with Venus in Virgo, it's in its fall, and it's in the third house of communications. If he is a Cancer rising, I could be wrong. I don't think I am now. I'm pretty good at this. So, that's kind of wild, because what was happening yesterday? The moon was opposing Mars, 22 degrees, Mars in Libra, the moon at 29 degrees when this happened in Utah. It's a 7-degree orb, but that's still within opposition. The natal Jupiter and Sun were conjunct Mars in transit. Mars was at 22 degrees. His Jupiter's at 24. His Sun is at 21 and Moon at 17. So they were all in a conjunction, a stellium. And Mars was hitting his Sun. That's his vitality, his identity, his purpose, his life force. Mars is the adversary, the weapon. Libra is about communication, relationships, right? He was starting this tour, Prove Me Wrong tour, going to like 15 different colleges. And then this is the trip. Saturn in Pisces in transit at 29 degrees, opposing his natal Venus in Virgo, third house of communications and speech. In Venus, Venus is the throat. Saturn is the restrictions, the avatar. His literally, he was restricted from speaking. That should give you chills. But because of Saturn in Pisces, there's some deception. And Saturn is the government, the authorities. Ninth house, wisdom, beliefs, philosophies, the law. But foreign lands and entities. Was this done by a foreign government? Peep this, I'm not done. So Mars is squaring Jupiter. Mars is pulling away, but Mars is still squaring Jupiter. Mars in Libra, Jupiter Cancer. If that Jupiter is in Cancer on his ascendant, that's emotions, sharing your wisdom, beliefs, and philosophies, squaring the Mars in the fourth house of his homeland, America, right? And someone disagreeing, right? It was unbalanced. And just so you know, Cancer risings, the Libra fourth house, they kind of feel like the scapegoat in their home sometimes. And the Sun, Moon, Jupiter, and he had, 6 siblings, 7 kids, parents got divorced. There's a lot there, right? And then peep this. Neptune in Aries is conjunct, it was exactly conjunct his midheaven in the 10th house. What's Neptune? Film, illusion, confusion, deception, right? They shot at his Aries, the head, but it was, and Neptune, it was on film. All the kids saw it. I haven't watched it. I don't want to see that. But the kids saw it. I showed my wife, and it's terrible. But the whole country was going through that. And we're in between the eclipses of blood, corn, Pisces, lunar eclipse, full moon. That's a ritual. Yeah, I said it. So this is about energy harvesting. And if you watch the video from, I think, El Presidente, it looked like it was AI. There's like a glitch in it, in the video. It's very interesting from the White House. So, what do you guys think about that? Okay. and that Mars was conjunct his Jupiter. So conjunctions are not always positive. They can be negative, right? Mars in Libra, what's that? It's debilitated. Mars at home in Aries. So Mars in Libra is passive aggressive. It's arguments, fights, right? I think it's very sad. I pray, I don't have to agree or disagree. I really don't know much about him, but I know where he's from out here in Arizona. And I know his kids were like 3 and 1, and nobody deserves to lose their dad just because they're saying something. And we've got to change our hearts in this country. There's a lot of people I don't agree with. I don't agree with Trump. I don't agree with this. I don't agree with any of the politicians. But nobody deserves to have their life ended and be unalived, right? So we've got to get back to the Pisces, compassion, empathy, grace, and mercy. But Venus in Virgo can be some slick talk and walk and hawking. He was worth 12 million. So he made his money from nitpicking and criticizing and saying some off the cuff stuff. Venus, Virgo, third house. That's why I really think he's a Cancer rising. Biggie. I think I hit it right. Right. I remember I taught y'all, if you'll listen, when the sun's in the fourth house, the dad's going to be moving away, right? Divorce. So Sun, Moon, Jupiter, fourth house, Libra. So give me your thoughts on that. And then we're going to get into Venus and Virgo, but also that Saturn transit, right? And then the eclipse, and this solar eclipse was about to be. So in between the eclipses, and remember the eclipse energy, 2 weeks before, 2 weeks after, and then things can manifest 6 months after. But usually it's the changing of power, of leadership and health and all these things. And let's not even get to the fact that Uranus is still in Gemini, right? So there's just a lot of stuff like that going on. But very sad. And then the thing in Colorado and just, but, I was focused on celebrating. It was my day. I was on the podcast with Lloyd Strayhorn, Numbers and You. Make sure you guys go back, leave comments. And, comment after the video's over. Do that with Lloyd, but do that for me. It helps. It takes you 2 seconds. And, when people are giving you free content and free information and stuff, just to give them a little comment to help the algorithms grow their podcast. And thank you so much. What a birthday gift the night before my birthday, but actually on my solar return on 999 portal, I hit 10K subscribers. And I'm in such gratitude to you guys. Let me read the comments and we'll get to Venus Virgo. But I got to tell you, I worked hard for that. You know what I mean? You see all the videos on my channel. And for you guys, sometimes people ask questions like, well, where's the Pluto, this video? My channel, I have everything. The playlists are very organized. Oh my God, I just hit the wrong button. The playlists are very organized. And, you can, sorry, honey, I'm flying solo. So, you got to bear with a brother. But, you can see everything in my channel. You can see your entire birth chart. I didn't do series in the houses, and I may not do it because it's not so relevant. It is in the signs. Whoa, we got a lot of people now, a lot of comments. Chat. Bum, 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 bum. Let me see where I left off at. I don't know. What? Did I highlight that? Oh, okay. So Quintella, those songs were created for you. So I'm listening to your comments. Stephen the Jupiterian, thank you, brother. What's up? Thank you, brother. Hope I see you Friday night, Stephen. Yeah, Big Daddy Kane. Love Big Daddy Kane. All of them, Sean Hardy. Yeah. Oh, Quintella. I wonder it's because you're a Pisces moon. Sometimes the Pisces energy, they don't have the rhythm. I don't know. That's funny, the zombie. Hey, Jennifer. Hey. Okay. You're washing in the driveway. I'm glad you're listening. Yes, Teresa. I got a rhyme. Same bat channel and same bat time. Lyrically, I'm nice on mine. Oh, Don Kelly. Yes, thank you. I'm making sense, Don Kelly. Don Kelly, if you know your Sun Moon Rising, share it. Welcome to the channel. Please subscribe. I'm listening to the chat. Sorry. I'm visually impaired, so it's too hard for me to read it. So I figured out a way to do it solo. Normally I have an assistant here. Now I got some writing here in another language. I don't know what that was, but so welcome to the new people to the channel. Please subscribe. And, you know, I normally go live once or twice a week. I have a lot of guests. It's really a great, fun podcast. Probably get Lloyd Strayhorn to come on end of September, early October. Go watch our episode yesterday. But remember, this eclipse coming up on the 21st, between eclipses, there's so much that goes on, but there's also opportunities to energy harvest for those that are in power. Remember, I tell you all the time, you guys, the leaders, the powers that be, they know this ancient wisdom astrology. So that's why you got to learn it for good to help you in your daily lives, right? In practical ways. And make sure you guys go follow me on IG and TikTok, E Astrology. I'm also on X. But you know, I shared a video today kind of talking about the Chalie Kirk's placements and stuff. And you know, I don't know. I just think it's terrible because I lost my dad when I was 6. My father was murdered. So I feel for those kids. I don't care if he said stuff that was racist or against, you know, my ideologies or beliefs. You know, that's America. You got the freedom of speech, and I believe in freedom of speech. I'm a union guy. I'm in the actors union. I was in the teachers union. I was in 2 actors unions, Actors Equity, and I'm in the Screen Actors Guild. But, you know, I believe in, I don't want to say all the Constitution, most of it, because some of it, you know, it didn't represent, you know, 3/5 of a man. I'm not down with that. You should see my first album cover, Hip Hop Forever. I was like, are we 5/5 yet? Oh man, listen, I'm Pluto Virgo. I had my times as a revolutionary. You Pluto Scorpio kids, you got to get out there and fight and protest. But now you got to protest with your energy and your dollars, and that's what Scorpio is about: energy, health, and money. So being out in the streets, that's not changing nothing. What's going to change something is when you bankrupt these, you know, billionaires and stop messing with Amazon and this one and that one and that one and that whatever. Now, I'm not going to lie. I like my football, so I'm going to have Amazon Prime for a little bit. But when football season's over, we're getting rid of it again. And some people say, well, oh, you know, football's fake and sports are fake and it's the circus and distraction. I was like, but you guys have to understand. That was my biggest connection to my father. And the sports and music were my escapism as a little boy. You know, your father is murdered when you're 6. My mom was shot and left for dead in the head when I was 7. You know, when I was 9 years old, they told me by the age of 21 I'd be completely blind. So little Eric was dealing with a lot. I'm as tough as nails, tough as they come. You know, people think they've been through stuff. Try dancing in my chart for a minute. I've been to hell and back multiple times, but that's the life of a Scorpio rising. Strong like bull. So Venus and Virgo. Enough of me yapping. And thanks again for the birthday love. But you could share your big 3, the new people, Sean Hardy and Don Kelly. Let me just check on that real quick. Chat. None of y'all said nothing about Kendrick Lamar and SZA. Chat. Chat. It's just, I don't know why I like it so much. Oh, you like the show, Teresa? With Lloyd? Thank you. It was a good show. Lloyd's the best. Yeah, it's Friday night tribe meeting, 7 p.m. Eastern. And Jennifer, thank you, Jennifer. But Jennifer, you got to join the tribe before the price goes up on the 21st. Thank you, Quintella. I am pretty funny. Oh, 9488. That's Beyonce's birthday. 88, Pluto Scorpio, 9488. Don't hesitate. You're Pluto Capricorn, the week of the Enigma. You know, and you said 4 something. I think you said 4 something. So, you got some good energy, but that Virgo sun is probably, what did you say? 1 something. Sorry. Oh, 1:30 p.m. So your sun is probably still in the 10th house. You haven't heard that song? Oh, Quintella, yeah. It came out right before the Super Bowl. Kendrick's song with SZA. Yeah. No, the new music doesn't hit me the same either. I just know about it because I got kids and I'm just a hip hop head. I don't really listen to music as much as I used to. I'm very sensitive to the frequencies and the vibrations. I don't listen to the low vibrational stuff. We were getting hyped up and had the kids in the car before a football game and put on DMX. And I used to love X, but I didn't love him as much as everybody else. But you got guys to understand, I'm a hip hop purist, maybe a hip hop snob, but I was never into all the cursing and even the violence. I'm down with like KRS One, Rakim, De La Soul, Tribe Called Quest, Slick Rick, EPMD, nice and smooth. I'm about lyrics. I'm about showmanship. I'm about storytelling. Like, do you understand how infantile a mind it is to sit down and write rhymes about killing, as a black man, other black people, right? Or as an indigenous American Indian? We got to stop. Listen, there's no power in black African American. Excuse me, my Latino and European friends. I'm just talking to my brothers and sisters here. We have to stop using black and African American. It's a made up thing. It's not real. We are indigenous American Indians, and we've been here on this land. And the Native Americans, I think, are really from Siberia, and they know that they're not the OGs. Right? I think the Cherokee Nation just announced something, but that's neither here nor there. But the truth is the truth, and the truth is coming out, and it will set you free. Right? They're always trying to take away, our lineage and the truth because of who we really are. Right? Christopher Columbus, he came and saw the copper-colored people, right? That was us, copper. Chat. Dun, 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 dun. Venus and Virgo. So it's in its fall. And Venus is your food, fashion, your aesthetics, your art, culture, it's beauty, harmony, relationships. Venus is the seed of life. It's actually sperm. Venus is chocolates. It's Friday. It's vehicles. It's your fashion. It could be a wife in the same-sex couple chart, or for a husband, his wife is the Venus, right? My Venus is in Scorpio. Venus in Virgo is in terms of the love language, it can be nitpicky and critical. On the positive, it can be the best gift giver, and it knows how to meet the needs. Knows how you like your tea, your coffee, your salad, your fruit, your steak. Well done, this and that, your eggs over easy, whatever. Venus in Virgo can be very detailed and precise, but it can hold people in relationships to a level that's not realistic of perfection. That's where Virgo, with the South Node to July of 2026, we got to release that perfectionism. Leave perfection for, God's source creator energy. And by the way, do you realize, if you think about it, only Americans and really, I think Christians call God God. Everybody else has a different name. I saw a video about that the other day on Instagram, and it made me really think. And I was like, daggone, that's really deep and true. Everybody else uses different names, right? Brahman, Allah, this, that, others. The name. We're the only ones that use God. I like to make you think. Knowledge is love. I'm not saying it's right, wrong, whatever. It's just food for thought. Sometimes you got to absorb these videos and just pontificate and think like, oh, that's interesting. Doesn't mean because you watch a video or pay attention or read about it or whatever that's your belief system. It means you're gaining new insight and information. That's one thing I love about Bruce Lee. Bruce Lee said, no matter where the knowledge or information comes from, don't discredit it just because you don't agree with it. You can always learn something even from your enemy, right? Even something from Hitler. Hitler could say something and you could learn something from it. Doesn't mean you support him or whatever, right? That's anybody. You can learn something from Trump. if you don't like him. Or you could learn something for, Biden, Harris, whoever, But I think we got to get out of this division. They're trying to get us into red versus blue, left versus right, liberal versus conservative, man versus woman, black versus white. That's low-hanging fruit. Because if you do that, then you won't pay attention to Jeffrey Epstein, to the laws being broken, to the financial switch happening, to the deception, to the lies about who's indigenous to this land, to the lies about who are the real these people and that people, to the lies about, the 1%ers and the 13 secret families and all this stuff. Don't you get it? The system has been manipulating an illusion, Piscean age, deception over us forever. That's why that Neptune and Aries in Chalie Kirk's chart, if he's a Cancer rising in the 10th house, right? That's literally the thing happening and being caught on film. Come on, 200 yards away, a sharpshooter? That's not no college kid. That's someone who's trained CIA, government, military, Navy SEALs, Mossad, this, that's stuff foreign. That's that and Saturn Pisces. Y'all better use the cabeza. Don't fall for the okie doke. Provoke the yoke. Don't choke on the smoke. Because on the microphone, the E-complete is no joke. I ain't no joke. So Venus and Virgo, my advice is for love and everything to really be of service. When something's in its fall, it's challenging. But you could be the best gift giver. You can be someone that really knows how they like their tea and coffee, how they like a massage. Venus and Virgo is very fashionistas. They're going to be like, I'm not really into her, but Kim Kardashian is very fashionable, right? She's got the money, so it's easy, right? But she's got Venus Virgo, and she's very precise and detailed with her fashion and wardrobe, right? And so you'll find that from Venus Virgos. They can be very stylish, sometimes maybe a little conservative, but not always. Virgo's not always so conservative. Now, Virgo's the most popular sign. Aquarius is the most rare sign, and September 9th is the most common birthday, right? That's from Lloyd Strayhorn, the numerology king. But, when you think about the Virgo energy, it's a high vibration. It's about service to humanity. It's the mutable earth sign, the wheat and the medicine. And today's, 9/11, right? I already did that birth chart at Coffee Talk. You missed it. It's not what you think it was. I'm not going to get into it on here, but it's not what you think it was. A lot of fugazis, a lot of deception, a lot of lies. I was there. I'm a native New Yorker. I went down. I helped. I donated clothing and food and walked the streets and I dreamt about it 2 years before it happened. But you always have to ask your questions with anything that happens, who benefits, and follow the money trail. I worked security in Tower 7. Nothing hit Tower 7, then how did it implode? That is illogical. So use your brains. Don't get caught up with the media tells you. Use your cranium. No buildings ever in history have ever imploded or melted from a fire. There was a building years before in 1996, 98 in Venezuela that had burned for hours, 14 hours. And a big building and a plane went into it and just the tip kind of like melted down. The whole building didn't implode. That thing was made out of so much tons of steel. There's no reason for that. So just, cabeza, right? Why they take all the video footage surrounding the Pentagon? So anyway, I can't, I know what, people feel very passionate about it, but so do I, because I went through it and I lived it, My girlfriend at the time, we woke up that morning, her mother worked at the Pentagon. It was scary. My mother, I didn't know where she was. She was in New Jersey somewhere. It was wild. My little studio apartment in New York, everybody was coming to my spot. Hold on, let me get back to your comments. And then we're going to get to Mars and Virgo. But the one other thing about Venus and Virgo is that you can nitpick yourself out of a relationship. You can be so hypercritical and mean. And sometimes the stuff that comes out of your mouth, Virgo, I'm going to tell them, us Virgos, sometimes we have harsh mouths, right? Sean Hardy, and Don King. You know what my mother told me on my 30th birthday? She said that I better watch my mouth or no woman's ever going to marry me. Now, you have to understand, though, I am someone who went through military training as a Jedi, as an MC. I was used to battle rhyme and all that stuff. So like I am mentally, in my mouth is trained Virgo, Mercury, Mars, Pluto, Lilith, Virgo Sun to destroy another human being with my words rhyming. So I was erect to react. I used to be very critical, myself first. Virgos are not, Virgos aren't like per se mean, but like if you snap at a Virgo, Virgo's got to clap back because we're so smart and clever. But like I used to, I did not respect ignorance. So if somebody said something stupid or whatever, I would just jump all over them. And because of my poor vision, I have supersonic hearing. So like I could hear somebody at the next table saying some dumb stuff. I'd go in there and just clean it up and correct it. I love to debate. I was a debater, not just as an MC, just as a man, a human being. I'm like, let's bring it on. Do you know? I used to debate my professors in college. I didn't let nothing slide. So, you have to just calm it down with Venus and Mars and Virgo because nobody's perfect. And you also don't want to be so hypercritical because that can destroy your love language and relationships. And Venus and Virgo, they got to watch out for overeating the sweets. It can definitely affect the tum-tum. The tum-tum. Don't mess with my tum-tum. It's not an easy placement, but once you understand it, then you know if you are more focused to service humanity, and you may like a blue or green car, Venus, Virgo. I don't know if anybody here has it. Let me check in on the chat. Chat. I'm a little silly today. I had a good birthday, though. Oh, my God. My cousin got me the nicest gift. I got like a Macy's gift card and sent me some money. I don't ever go shopping and buy stuff for myself. So I'm going to buy myself a new shirt and maybe a new pair of shorts or something. It's so hot in Arizona. It's still like 102 today. Oh, congrats on the 10K. Thank you. I appreciate you. Yeah. I went back too far. Sorry, I'm just listening to your comments. I'm glad you're listening, Jennifer. Chat. TK, the Don Kelly. See, I went back to your birthday, so I went back too far in the comments. Yeah. Stay strong. Gorilla smacking MCs. Brother, please, I spit with ease. And I sail the 7 seas. I don't appease the crowd. I move them because I'm black and I'm proud. I disrupt the clouds. Blissfully evolving. Clap. Thank you for the clapping hands. TK. You've been working on it? Yeah. And see, that's the thing. Virgos, DK and Sean Hardy, like, we don't ever really be, intend to be mean. And actually, Virgos are really so nice. Now, listen, there's some low vibrational Virgos, but if you're just like a regular person or whatever, Virgos don't. We're here to analyze and assess without emotion to help make things better. And what I was going to get back to, tying to 9/11, I think 9/8 or 9/9 was supposedly Mother Mary, and Yeshua, Jesus Christos, Jesus. I think he was born on 9/11. Make that make sense for your head. What are your first thoughts about that? I'm not going to get into it. If you know, but and he was a Virgo sun in the 9th house in his planetary joy. Moon, Pisces, 3rd house, planetary joy. Capricorn rising. He wasn't born on Christmas. right? Micah Dank was showing you that story has been around since all the ancient books and tablets, right? Osiris, Isis, and Book of Gilgamesh. Like, I mean, that whole story, right, of the resurrection and all that. So, you know, I just want people, you know, my dreamed of getting my master's and PhD. I started my master's, I didn't complete it, but I want to get a PhD and teach a class called 403 Free Thinking, because that's what they're trying to do with all this programming in the Rockefeller school system. They don't want you to think on your own, right? They want you to be spoon-fed through the technology of social media, the news, the ABC, NBC, CBS, Wall Street Journal, New York Times, Washington Post, MSNBC, CNN, Fox. It's all, if they're talking, they're lying. Don't you know that? I've been around 55 years. I was naive at a time and very hopeful, but I wasn't as naive as most. Never as naive as my counterparts because of the reality of my life. And guess what? Because of my family and who my father was, I know some things about some things that people don't know about, that people in power are not honest about what they do and how they move. So I don't guess, I don't assume, I know. Knowledge is love, I know. Right? So there's a difference, you know what I'm saying? I'm not just up here yapping, dapping, right? I know things, right? It's an example like with the media, right? The Million Man March. I was there. So if they took a snapshot, the New York Times, of the grid of the Washington, square down there, and took a picture and said, oh, there was not 1 million, black men there. It was only like 630,000. So if you take a picture and then fill in a grid, you're taking a picture, let's say at 1 p.m. Eastern. Do you realize that some people came there that day from 9 a.m. to 12 and had to go back to work? Some people came from 2 and stayed to 6. Some people were there from 9 and left at 3. Some people came at 2 or at 4 and left at 6. You know what I mean? So how could you take a picture and grid it and then make an estimate and then and lie on a number? I was there. It was easily like 1.3, 1.5 million. And it was beautiful. So I just want you to think about that stuff, because you can't always listen and believe. And I hear so many people on TikTok and IG and these so-called experts and, oh, well, science and research and, oh, did you fact check that? Fact check it against what? Who are you fact checking? You gonna believe the New York Times, CNN, CBS, Fox, Wall Street Journal? You gonna believe these scientists that do these studies and stop doing tests when they've already poisoned and drugged and done all this food? Who the hell are you fact checking or studying or believing? Because liars lie. They've been lying since the beginning. So who are you to really trust and say, oh, that's the authority? Capiche? Come on, man. I'm 55, yo. I ain't playing with y'all no more. And I stopped caring what people think about me at age 50. Now, I'm a very nice, kosher, respectable gentleman, classy. The Taylor family, my father was class. Taught me class 24/7, 365. My Aries and Taurus parents. No joke. Harlem King and Queen. Okay? You better ask somebody so you know who I am. I was that kid in Madison Square Garden talking to Larry Bird, Magic Johnson, and Dr. J, and the New York Knicks with Bernard King. I was the only black kid in the Garden courtside before Spike Lee. And then the ladies would give me their phone numbers to give to Jordan, to give to Spike. That's who you talking to. Okay? There's not even a drip of Fugazi blood in my body. Won't do it, won't have it. And the one thing I'll never do, I don't lie. I hate liars. I'm a Virgo, Cat Moon, Scorpio rising. The truth is, I'm all about investigating, researching truth. Am I perfect? Do I know everything? No. I learn new things every day, but that's the whole point. If you still breathing and thinking you're an expert and you learn and know everything, I'm still learning stuff about astrology. Are you kidding me? I'll probably still be learning about astrology in my 70s and 80s. Are you kidding me? Let's get to Mars and Virgo. Let me get back to the chat. Chat. But nobody said anything. What did you guys think about that breakdown of Chalie Kirk? Isn't that kind of wild? I mean, even that Neptune hitting the midheaven, the Mars square Libra, the Mars conjunct the natal Jupiter, and on his sun, you get that? The adversary on his body, the weapon. I mean, come on, that's heavy. That's heavy, Lucy. Come on, man. That's crazy deep stuff, yo. I'm glad you guys are here with me. I'm only here to like 6:15, I think. We're going to get to Mars and Virgo, but if you have any questions, ask me too. Yeah. I like that name, Blissfully Evolving. What's your big three? You're new to the channel. Yes, the burning building. Yes. Hey, Ev. That's right. Third eye. Yes. Trust this eye. Always the student. Exactly, blissfully. That's what's so, you guys, I stay in student mode. My goal is to literally learn something new every day. And I don't care if I learn it from my kids, my wife, a neighbor. And I got a hunger, a thirst for life. Grand rising. I didn't mourn anything overnight. Nobody died. Grand rising. Every day. You know? And yeah, yesterday's hard. So 4 years ago, not only was I in coma, 4 years ago yesterday, my mother returned home and had to go back in today to the hospital and then died on the 21st of September while I was asleep in coma for 40 days. I mean, come on, man. Like, sometimes I just feel like my life is a movie. Like, literally a movie. And it's okay. It's my life. Like, some people hear some of the stuff. Like, I could just say it off the cuff and people are like, what? What happened? What? Your uncle shot your mother? What? What? I mean, but that's what I want you to understand, the resilience. That's how I could come out of coma for being in there for 40 days into the hospital and heal faster than anybody, you know, from the COVID and all that stuff. They're trying to take your boy out, giving me the stuff and the red desert, the fur, the blur, you know, giving me steroids when I told them not to. Chat. Chat. You can't tell me nothing, man. It's my birthday week. Oh, wifey's making steak tomorrow. I don't eat meat that much, but every once in a blue moon. And it's so funny. I've just been feeling it. I wonder if it's the eclipse energy, because I've been very much on this health thing. And I think I'm getting ready to do a 30-day fruit fast. You know, somebody in the tribe had recommended it. And I have a fruitarian coming on, this gentleman in October. It's going to be really fascinating. He's in Harlem, but he's from England, Jamaican brother. Really, he's a fruitarian, and I'm thinking about doing that 30-day fruit fast. If you're in the tribe, you know. But you guys, you can join my tribe. The prices go up September 21st. It's $18 per month for the premium, or $5, right? We have monthly tribe meetings. We have a good one coming up this Friday. Ooh, it's going to be good. And we're planning some good stuff for October. Ooh, we may have like a poetry jam slam, a bunch of stuff. But we've got about 18 or 19 different groups, a sister circle, man code, groups on crystals, numerology, astrology, tarot. We need a human design group. That's what we need. But we got homesteading, food for health, herbs, crystals, next generation for the kiddos. These kiddos are powerful. And you got to tell them the truth. When they get fed with school lies, you got to, like, I'm always reconstructing their brains when they come home from the programming. I'm a computer programmer. Are you kidding me? Don't waste a minute or second with your children. Right? You know, as a Virgo in my permutations and this and that, I can predict the future and things and outcomes. And I give my kids tools. It's not that I don't want them to think for themselves. I'm also having to help them to learn how to think for themselves, because the technology and the matrix in the school system does not encourage or support that. Do you get that? Montessori schools are better. Homeschooling's good. Regular public, even the private schools, they still have agendas. You think because you're paying $4,000, $10,000 for some fancy school and your kid's going to Harvard, that your kid's not getting programmed? Listen, people have masters and PhDs. All you've done is mastered all the lies and programming and brainwashing and deception of the matrix. So you're a brilliant idiot. And I don't mean to be mean, but I'm saying, like, you're a brilliant fool. Right? Listen, I got friends that are lawyers, like, that I grew up with, and I'm like, they're not, like, just because someone's a lawyer or a doctor, they were good at memorizing and they decided to be dedicated and put in the time. I'm not hating on them, but it doesn't mean that they're super intelligent beings. These so-called titles and these things that we put on pedestals, it's BS. This is the age, the Piscean age crumbling. Pluto Capricorn, now Pluto Aquarius. More truth is coming out every day. And you're going to see some stuff from the oceans, right? Sedna in Gemini conjunct Uranus, and it's closest to the Earth. That was in the tribe, right? In the community, that is an indicator of and I put in there, the grandmother goddess energy. So we're going to be seeing things beyond the ice wall. We're going to be seeing things coming out of the oceans, the UAPs, the different species, the mermaids, the this and that. Chat. Chat. Rat. So, and speaking of the Virgos, listen, you got to respect Jizza. If you understand Wu-Tang, Liquid Swords is probably the best album. Everybody loves Ray and Ghost, and Old Dirty was funny, and Method Man slick with the personality. But Jizza just spitting verbal darts. Think of how he started off the second album, Reunited. He said, reunited, double LP, world excited, struck a match to the underground for industry ignited, kicking metaphorical parables to fertilize the earth. Bigger niggas come trying to burglarize the turf, scatting off them soft ass beats. Them niggas rap happily. Tragically, that style deteriorates rapidly. And there's something for the unknown compositions that you couldn't add it up if you mastered addition. Where I come from, getting visuals habitual. Come on, yo, do you even understand? You rhyme for a reason. You have to massage these words. That's why I said people used to say, oh, they know about hip hop and this and that. So I did that song, my first album, What Do You Know? Right? What do you know? Right? Oh my God, heart and soul. Yo, my hip hop energy level is more than supreme, so I take it very serious because I'm a true fiend. Yo, this gleaming extra glitz, it sounded like the pits. I wish the some of y'all would quit because you're not truly loving it. Hip hop has got a heart, a temple, and a soul. And when you pimp and play with it, you lost all control. Your goal should be love, skill, and respect, not immature flossing just to get a rep. Your mind's unkept, so be careful because your steps are wrong. And just because they're playing it doesn't mean they even know your song. Change the title and the vital way of dropping it and mocking it and rocking it. You're dirty wearing, socking it, and yes, I'm clocking it because your time is running low. And if you love hip hop, you wouldn't glorify no dough. So what about a DJ and the real flow and all the B-boards on the cardboard, Joe? Sometimes I think I'm in a dreamy nightmare because I remember when everybody doing it used to care. Sometimes I think I'm in a dreamy nightmare. Remember, E complete always cares. I got a hip hop heart and a hip hop soul. Hip hop will always take control. Kick it for the kids and the brothers doing bids. Cause hip hop is where I live. Cause hip hop is where I'm a serious writer. I hope you like that. I'm a serious writer. But anyway, Mars and Virgo. And then we're going to get ready to wrap it up because I got to go to chiropractor in around, I think I got about 10 minutes left. Mars and Virgo. I have this natally. So when you have Mars in Virgo, come see, come sa. It can be okay, but Mercury and Mars are not necessarily best friends. Mars at home in Aries and Scorpio, exalted in Capricorn, and its planetary fall in Cancer, debilitated in Libra and Taurus. Michael Jackson had it in Taurus. You got to move your body. But when Mars is in Virgo, it's feminine, mutable earth sign. And Mars in Virgo, it's heavy mental, it's logistics, it's how I analyze and attack a birth chart. But Mars in Virgo, depending on the placements, it can create irritation in the stomach. It can make you a debater, very argumentative, sometimes bossy. got to be critical of myself too, right? Mars in Virgo, if you have it in 11th house like me, you can have hate from your older sibling or fake friends and stuff like that. I've experienced all that. Quite literally. Do y'all know I had so many people hate on your boy? And I'm talking about MFs that I used to take good care of. I am a very loyal friend. I was the type of cat, everybody would come to my apartment. I look out for people, and people turned their backs on me during the pandemic and all that foolishness. Can you believe that crap? And this just, yeah, I just laugh and trip because I always get the last laugh because I'm always right. And no, I'm not saying I'm perfect, but I'm right about a lot of things. Definitely about health. Watch those 5G towers. Your technology is not better. What are they for? What does special ed say? Think about it. Think about it. Boom, 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 boom. So Mars and Virgo also, you can be a great debater. Mars cuts, separates, divides. It's the soldier, the warrior. Mars is brothers, boyfriends. It's cats. South Node K2 is dogs. Mars is cats. It's property, land, surgery, blood, procedures. That's why Mars yesterday in Chalie Kirk's chart, Mars squaring Jupiter, and Mars is blood, fights, arguments, the weapon, the adversary, the GUN. That's all Mars. Military, soldier, fighter, warrior. Mars was conjunct his sun, you see? Conjunct his Jupiter. So, but Mars in Virgo is very tactical and precise. Like, listen, if, I'm not very much a vengeful person, but if I am going to get revenge, you're not going to see it coming because I'm very tactical and strategic and very heavy mental. Let me tell you something about Virgos. And Hardy at TK, Don, I like that name. A Virgo on their low vibration can manipulate, sell ice to a snowman, can manipulate women, men, anybody. But also, if we wanted to, we could rob a bank and nobody would even know it. That's how our brain works. Okay? Don't ever sleep on Virgos. And no, we are not virgins and prudes. We're nasty and freaky. Chat. So let me get back to the chat. But yeah, Mars and Virgo is a great energy, but it's challenging and it's not always so great. And it depends on the different houses. But Mars is good for networking. And Mars takes the orders from the sun. If the sun says, go get me the big piece of chicken, Mars will go get it. Does that make sense? But it does cut, separate, and divide. It is brothers and boyfriends. So I think I have a half brother out there. Maybe he's a Virgo. I never met him. It was before I was born. He's older. I think he's maybe 60, 61 years old. I would love to meet my half siblings. Never met him. I got an older sister too. I met one of my half siblings when she passed away. She was a Taurus. That's who I went to California with in 99, and I got saved, became a born-again Christian. Chat. Ba-da-bum-bum-bum-bum-bum. Chat. And Teresa, I hope I see you Friday night. And Jennifer Sweet, I hope you join the community, you guys. www.community.BigEAstrology.com. Go visit the website. It is so... I love our tribe and the meetings, and oh my God, we can meet every week if I had the time and schedule, but twice a month is good. And, we'll have special events, but it is really, but there's so much knowledge in the community. People share the most fascinating things. I'm blown away. Let me listen to what you guys are saying. I love when Ev and Steven talk. Steven's been amazing in the community. He did the tarot night, the tarot readings. And Stephen, I hope things are going well. I know you know stuff. I hope you are doing well with the astrology and tarot card readings at the salon too. TK, the Don Kelly. Thank you. You like the rhymes? Thank you. I appreciate it. Blissfully Evolving. I love that name. Share your big three, Blissfully. What's your sun, moon, and rising? And make sure you subscribe to the channel, please. You're dancing? Bailando. Dance, baby. Shake what your mama gave you. Thank you, Stephen. We all share so much knowledge. Yeah. TK, you can relate. Yes. Thank you, Teresa. Telling them. Thank you. I appreciate that. Stephen, you tell them too. Our tribe is so, oh my God, each meeting, like, and right, a couple of meetings we've had tears, but it's like each meeting you could almost cry because somebody shares something so deep and soulful, or you learn something, or you just feel, don't you feel like Quintella and Stephen and Teresa, it's almost like a spiritual meal. Like that's how I feel. Like I love the energy of the tribe and the people and just the intention and love and positivity. And that's what Alana and I thought of in creating it. You know what I mean? So I got to get ready to go. But any last comments or questions? Blissfully thinking, blissfully, make sure you, if you have it, share your big three. But please subscribe to the channel. You guys, please sign up for Cosmic Clarity with Debbie Solaris. It's going to be so good. This Saturday, 6 p.m. Eastern, 2 hours, only $36. Akashic Records and an astrological readings. You just got to bring your sun, moon, rising, and your birth date, and then boom, 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 and you got a question. And also, if you're into the Chiron, right? Quintella signed up for the Chiron. It's going to be so good, right? We're taking you from the wounding to the medicine. And Anjani, she's got a powerful presentation. She's a Chiron expert. I'm pretty good at Chiron too. I'm better, I think, at the wounding. She will get you on that healing and to transmute the healing. And you know what I mean? But tag team you guys together. The Chiron sign, house, and degree, it tells us everything. You know, you could watch my Chiron series and the signs and the houses. You know, I'm proud of my channel. I've worked so hard, but somebody wrote a nice compliment not a month or so. They were like, your videos and your channel is amazing. And I feel like you've got to find the algorithm or re-release some of your videos because there's no reason that they have such small views. Now, you know, my Pluto and Lilith first house, my midheaven, my rising signs, some of my videos and the cusp videos, I'm like top 1, 2, 3 astrologers in the world. But there's some videos that like only have 2, 3, 400 views, more of the ones in the basic natal chart. Mercury through the signs, Venus, Mars, Jupiter, Saturn through the signs. My Uranus, Neptune, and Pluto, they have a little bit more views, but go and explore. And when you watch it, leave a comment. You can see your whole chart, but show the love and hit the like button and leave a little comment. You know, if you're getting free information and knowledge, the least you could do is be like, wow, that was deep. Thanks, bro. You know what I mean? But really explore the channel because even though the videos are older, they still, the one series that I think I could do over and do way better now in terms of my astrology knowledge. And honestly, I could do them all better. Let's just be real, right? But as you know better, you do better. But my rising sign series. But, you know, I've done them multiple times because, you know, each month with each sign, I would go through and do different placements and I would do the rising sign. So now each one, I'll do Virgo maybe next week or this weekend. I'll maybe do Virgo through all 12 houses. But first, I'm going to do Jupiter and Saturn in Virgo, you know, and stuff like that. But I love you. Let me just check in the chat, and then I'm going to go. I hear wifey here, and I got to get ready to go to the chiropractor. And my son's home from school, but the little boys aren't home yet. So I hope you guys are doing well. Oh, yeah, that workshop's going to be good. You're welcome. That's going to be really good. Thank you. I appreciate you guys so much. Yeah, tomorrow night at the tribe. Wifey's going to be emailing the link, but I also put the link up in the tribe. But you will also get in the email from my MailChimp newsletter, and maybe releasing a new newsletter this week or next week. Get you ready for the eclipse, Virgo solar eclipse. Now I'm going to put up a thing up and post for the next coffee talk. It's the mini one, only $13, 65 minutes. So I'll put up things for you guys to vote on. I may do, like I was thinking about doing Malcolm Jamal Warner's chart, maybe Kobe Bryant, maybe Nas, maybe Freddie Mercury, maybe Maybe a Virgo chart. I don't know. But I could do, a different subject and topic too. So we have to see. Oh, you know what I could do? Ooh, I could do Uranus re-entering Taurus on November 7th and what that energy is, because that will be from November 7th to April. I may do that transit. Yeah, I'll put it in the poll. You guys go to my post on YouTube and vote. But that may be a good one. Chat. Oh my God, I forgot how to end the videos. I'm not on my restream. I'm just on regular YouTube. So I almost forgot how to end it and stuff like that. But I love you guys. Thank you for coming. Please come back and leave a comment saying, thanks, E, and yada, yada, yada. And it was good to see you guys here. And, even if you don't agree with him, pray for his family, the wife and 2 kids, for Chalie Kirk. Like, I don't know. I don't wish violence on nobody, y'all. Like, that's just, I don't know. I don't know. Maybe I'm just nicer than others. I don't know. But I'm sure you guys are really nice too. We got a wild world and all these events and this stuff going on. But we gotta just do better, be kinder and nicer to one another. Okay. And I love you guys. And I'm trying to end the show. And I don't know how to end the show. Baby bro. A hubba bubba. A hubba bubba bubba bubba. I don't know. Did I end it? I don't think I did. Chat. So, yeah. We got to figure out how to end it. Oh, here we go. Is this the button down here? I think I found a button. All right. I love you guys. Episode 379, Knowledge is Love, Venus and Mars in Virgo, and the astrology of Chalie Kirk. And, God bless everybody. God bless everybody who lost their lives 9/11, Colorado, Chalie Kirk, and just anybody. And I thank you from the bottom of my heart for the birthday love and wishes. R.I.P. Mom and Dad, I love you. And thank you for making me. And thank you for all the love and support, friends and families. Try people. I'll see you tomorrow night. BigEAstro. Peace.